Vikings. They sail, they kill, they plunder. Occasionally they discover America. Everyone knows about their horned hats, the ones they never actually had, but no one knows about the views on homosexuality held by these fears of the great toenail boat. Let's fix that. Here's everything you never needed to know about Scandinavian homosexuality in the Middle Ages. Before we can start, we have a quick disclaimer. We're going to talk about male homosexuality because lesbianism and related topics weren't discussed in historic documents from the Scandinavians, so we know literally nothing about that. Thanks, historic patriarchy. With that out of the way, we need to talk about being a man in medieval Scandinavia. Well, really, we're going to generalize from the rest of secular Europe, but still. In short, medieval Europe featured 3 prominent secular demands of men. 1. Make a family. 2. Provide for your family. And 3. Protect your family. Warriors such as those in the Comitatus were held to even higher expectations. Each warrior was expected to be loyal, brave, and vengeful. So the Vikings, if your master dies, you better avenge him or die trying. If you failed to do this, you may as well be dead to them. Although masculinity was a winnable and losable quality, there is an argument to be made that femininity was also a winnable and losable quality, somewhat independent from masculinity, with you being able to be pretty feminine and also pretty masculine. Odin, for example, practiced satyr, which was considered female magic, and was the same thing practiced by Freya. That made him feminine in the eyes of the Norse, but no one's going to question Odin's masculinity unless they want a really bad time. These masculine expectations led directly to the Vikings' view on homosexuality. The passive partner, the one taking on the female role, so to speak, in a sexual relationship was a disgrace to Vikings, worse than scum, while the active partner was just normal and Chad. The passive partner would be dubbed Arger, which vaguely translates to unmanly and feminine, and was so insulting that it was frequently illegal to use the insult. Why was it this bad? Well, being Arger didn't simply imply that you were passive in sex. It also implied that you couldn't care for your family, couldn't stand up for yourself, and in general were not self-reliant. It declared that you weren't all of the masculine things Viking society so desperately wanted you to be. Nevertheless, the active partner, the guy who did the deed, so to speak, was perfectly fine in the eyes of Norse society. It's actually possible that Vikings were expected to rape defeated enemies, although that's generalizing from other highly masculine societies, as we have no direct evidence that Vikings had that expectation. So, Vikings didn't just sail, kill, and plunder. They were also more progressive about homosexuality in the medieval church. Although that isn't a particularly high bar.